I just got here.
It's okay. You slid right in, right on time. It's all good.
I was napping. At least there was that. Like I was resting. I was behaving.
I rested too this afternoon, and now my husband is in the bedroom sleeping because he's sick. So
I know. Bless Keith's heart.
mm-hmm. That's why I'm out here with the guitars instead of in my usual recording cave. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Hello,
Al's in the
everyone.
house. Plumstone.
Hello. I see
Rochelle's
Rochelle. Yes, hi, Rochelle.
Rochelle. I slept through both alarms this morning. I was late. She was like the number one egger on last night. Like, yeah, do this. Yeah, do that. Maybe change this.
She's an instigator, that one.
She is an instigator. We cannot be trusted, Rochelle. We are in trouble. We are not allowed to be in Zoom calls at late at night anymore.
Oh well.
All right, I have a cup of tea. Oh, I like your. Is it a London? What is it?
Yeah, this is London.
London. I have.
It's got the little 2 double-decker bus on there and everything. So.
Well, I have Scooby Dooby Doo. Where are you?
I love Scooby.
Yeah. So.
Oops.
Honestly, it was just the biggest cup that was clean.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yes, I'm going to go grab it because I'm cold. I think my heat's not working.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And my parents are out of town. And I'm like, oh, mother lover. And I got to figure out if it's the pilot light or maybe if I can figure out how to turn the fire on downstairs or. It's like when I was married and they would go out to sea, the house would rebel and like the dishwasher would break or something would break. And now it's like when my parents go out of town, something in the house breaks.
Yes, that's the way it works. Like my husband's going to go out of town. I'm sure something will happen with the house. Like, and I'll be like, yeah, great. Great.
And I love my sisters, but once both of my sisters have ADHD and it's like, so Christine cleaned the kitchen and it was clean, except that now all the new pots and pans are all over everywhere on the stove.
Mm-hmm.
She had to go to work. So yeah.
Well, speaking of which, my husband's going to be in Las Vegas all next week for Amazon reInvent, which is their big conference that they have every year, and they take over all of Las Vegas. And I asked him, I said, so how many of the sessions do you think are going to be AI related? I'm like 50%. So he's like, no, 80%, 90% of them will all be AI related. So it's going to be interesting to see what they talk about next week, because I'm sure that as the people on the main stage like wrap up their presentations and whatnot, it'll all end up on the news. So we'll have to watch out for that and see what they talk about.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Definitely interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, it is 3 minutes after the hour. We've been live. We've got 26 people in the house. Hello, everyone. Again.
27.
Oh, yeah. And wait. Christina is back. So, everyone, we need to sing happy birthday. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We have a delay. Happy birthday, dear Christina Morgana. Happy birthday to you. All right, we got it together at the end there.
Yay.
And many more. Mm-hmm. We need a Ikello on then. It would have been like, and many more.
Nice soft baritone in the background. Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Laura's a very lucky woman. Okay, so Steph, I called you after our last one before I popped out.
Yes.
Catch you up. We've been doing some crazy things with the prompt and lock.
Prompt and lock. It reminded me of what it's like breakdancing, right?
Yeah. No, it's the prompt and lock system. It's fab.
I'm looking forward to seeing it in action.
Sure. We can hop right in there. Let me go ahead and clear out my
pop and lock. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Becca.
Prompt.
It's prompt and lock.
Prompt and lock. Let me close all of this out. I was doing a little bit of admin stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Lots of people are joining the mastermind, and I'm a little behind letting them into the Future Fiction Academy students group on Facebook. So I will promise I will get to you all.
Is this not the right time to tell you that I was just like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I check them all. I'm a little bit more fastidious than you when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Okay, basically, if the name matched one of the names
similar that
I saw come through, I was like, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I recognize this person. But then there are plenty of people that I don't. So,
Then there was people that it's like 14 people in 14 mutual friends and 3 groups in common. And I like look at the groups and it's AI writing and AI. I'm like, yeah, fine, whatever. Come in, just go.
That's okay. I'll take care of it.
Yeah. And so yeah, I have to say, I was touched this morning. There was someone in the AI Writing for Authors group that was posting about 23 prompts to just plan out.
Yes, he was.
And I just want to say, like yesterday, I was really busy and everything was crazy and stuff. But my reaction to that was like, it shouldn't take 23 prompts. That's a lot of prompts for just like, okay. But I walked away. Walked away. And then this morning I woke up and there was like a bunch of FFA students that are like, have you tried the Easy Peasy Book Machine prompt? Because I just did, I don't know the woman's name, but amazing. She inspired me this morning. Like, this is why we do the work that we do. When she said she finished, hold on, I screenshotted it.
Okay.
I'm not going to out her name, of course not, but
no.
You know who you are. Just today, I started using the FFA's Easy Peasy Book Machine prompt and wrote a 30-chapter romantasy dragon shifter book in 6 hours with first edits done.
Wow. That's awesome.
Now, I've never worked with this particular author before. I don't recognize them from like our classes. Like, we know most of the people who have like been working with us for 18, 24 months. This is somebody who's new. And it makes me happy because I'm always afraid, like what we teach or whatever. It's like, maybe it's harder than we think it is. Maybe it's like more complicated.
Unfortunately, we've been doing this for so long. Sometimes we're just like, yeah, it's easy. Do this, that, and then the other person's just like, what are you talking about? That's not easy. And I have to step back and think, wait a second, how would I feel about this if I were a beginner? And the Easy Peasy Book Machine, I think that once you take a look at the prompts and you understand how it works, that loop that we have in there and how it works, then it's like most people, like the light bulb goes off and they're like, oh, okay, I get it. Right. So it sometimes takes a little bit, but I don't think it is hard. No, I've had to like look at myself and be like, is it really hard, Stephanie? No, it's not. It's okay.
It's not hard. And we actually have a class now in the FFA that just kind of like finished up. Stacy, who's not with us, but she's driving back.
I saw her in the comments. She might be just listening in.
Here.
I saw her in the comments.
I saw her in the comments like this morning. Did she sneak in this? Oh, she's here.
She snuck in. There she is.
You should join us. I'm just saying. She's here, but you're not here. Go log into StreamYard with Dean.
She might be on the road. You know, no.
Oh, she might still be on the road. If you're not able to join us, just blink twice. No, she's gonna pop in with her new iPad and like we're gonna get the woo. she got a new iPad and the camera like
it follows her and it like zooms in and she's constantly pushing it back and being like, leave me alone, you're following me.
Olivia's asking if we're live. We're just being
we are. We're just
Olivia.
Sorry, Olivia.
Okay. I think that's Queen Olivia saying do something more important on AI. You guys, you don't understand. This is my 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 3 on Thursday, 3 on Friday. So that's 6, 7. This is 8. This is the 8th one.
Right.
I only have 4 more to go. Okay, but What I was going to say is that Stacy just finished up a really cool class in the FFA Mastermind called all about intro to sequencing. And sequencing, I think, is one of the best things I suggest authors do is go watch a video. Have you ever seen the peanut butter and jelly sandwich challenge? They do it in coding classes a lot, where they try to make kids like write specific instructions to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I've never seen this before.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Okay. Go ahead.
There's one with Josh Jarnett, and he's got his kids doing it, but basically like the kids are writing it down and they're like, get the bread. And so he just like grabs the bread. It doesn't say to open the bread. It doesn't say to take 2 slices out or anything. He's like following it verbatim, and he's like, get the bread. And so he gets the bread. And then it's like, open the peanut butter. So he opens the peanut butter. And then it's like, squeeze the jelly. So he just has the jelly capsule on and he just like squeezes it. And the kids get so mad. They're like, you're messing it up on purpose. You know how to do this.
No, he was just following the instructions.
Yeah, he was following very specific instructions. And Harper talks about that too. I had to do that exercise when I did technical writing eons ago. Yeah, it's very a classical technical in technical writing. But those are the skills that we have had to bust out because the AI, there was someone new to the FFA that was messaging me on Discord, which we're always available, guys. And he was frustrated. And I understand he was frustrated because it's like, I'm giving it all this information and it's not keeping the details straight and it's not accurate. And I'm like, you are giving it way too much information.
Yeah.
To do one task. You have to like give it the information, ask it to make a plan for the task, then toggle that information off and then have it work from the plan. Because what happens when you give it like 22 documents stuff? The AI.
It skims it is what I used to tell people. You know, it's like it's skimming the information, and like think about how much information you retain from a document that you skim. Usually just like the highlights, right? You may see like a couple keywords and you may have a vague notion about what happened on the page. And that is basically what AI does. It skims.
Right. Mm-hmm. So going back to the peanut butter and jelly sandwich challenge, if I say get the bread, that doesn't translate to get the bread, open it up, take 2 slices out. So with AI, you have to break those bigger, believe it or not, read all this information and write chapter 21 is actually a very big task. You actually have a couple of intermediary steps that you're doing even as a human. Mm-hmm. If pretending you're completely pantsing, you know, you have chapter 21 and you're kind of like sitting there going like, what kinds of things do I want to have happen next? You're making a plan. And a lot of times when people prompt with AI, they skip that part and they just go, write me chapter 21. And it's like, wait a minute, you need a plan first. Even if you are a pantser, you still kind of have to have that plan. Now you pants with AI. How do you handle the planning with AI and that kind of thing?
In general, like I try to give the AI only what it needs to write the next bit of work, right? Mm-hmm. I try to just like say, okay, this is what just happened in the scene. Now this is what's going to happen in the scene. Write me 200 words. I like to do it in chunks like that. This way I keep it focused and on task. I don't say like, read these 20 chapters, write chapter 21. Like I don't even want to do that as a human. Like, no thanks. No way. Right. So it's all about like presenting it the information that it needs to do the very next task, and then the next task, and then the next task. And then I do that until the book is done.
Yeah.
Keep going and going and going. It's a repeatable task, but this is why we developed loops, right? This is when we were developing the prompts and stuff, we kept saying, you know, you're going to do this task, and then you're going to determine where you are in the process, and you're going to go back to the top of the loop, and you're going to do the next step in the process.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We also had to explain to LLMs that they can only do one step at a time, because a lot of times people think that they're getting ahead when they have like 4.0 or something like that. Make a plan and write the draft all in one response. That actually doesn't work because it doesn't have the ability to read the plan that it just wrote, go backwards. Like once it starts selecting tokens, it's a one directional movement.
But I kind of wonder if,
so I'll let her in and you keep going.
I kind of wonder though if Strawberry is more along the lines of let's go back to the beginning and let's look over what we already did, because there's all of this reasoning happening on the back end, right, with strawberries. So it's not just a linear choice, I think, from one token to the next. I think it does produce that, and then it goes back and it looks at it and then makes a revision, and then that's what you get. But of course, I'm just speculating based on what I've seen so far.
That's basically what they say it does. Mm-hmm. And they think that that's a proprietary situation to where they're not even revealing it.
Yeah.
Which made me very uncomfortable at first. And it's still not my favorite. The first session today, I started with strawberry, and then I quickly hopped into 4.0 because strawberry also isn't very obedient in my experience. Like, no. I asked you to do something, because there were 7 or 8 steps from the instruction to the actual output. Sometimes it deviates pretty far from where we started to where we ended up. She's here. Do you want to add yourself, or you want me to do it? Oh,
there she is.
Stacey.
Welcome.
Hey, I don't know if I could stay all 2 hours, but
we're not doing 2 hours. I mean, we'll probably end up with 2 hours, but it's never my plan to do 2 hours.
I just always assume when I jump in with Elizabeth that I should block out 2 to 5 hours from my schedule, perhaps up to 24. I have no idea. Like, there's just some sort of time warp that the rest of my day could possibly disappear.
Sorry,
Stacey speaks the truth. She speaks the truth. It's truth.
I love you, but it does turn it.
Oh, I love you too. Everyone's saying, "Hey, Stacey."
Hi, everybody.
Oh, wow. Hello, Boyd. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute, sir. Hello. Oh my gosh, McKinley always have snacks nearby.
Yeah.
Okay. Found the lock prompts version. It's on prompt locking folders is only in baby.
It's only in baby.
Mm-hmm. It's only in baby. Hello, Olivia. Good to see you. So yeah, the sequencing class, Stacey, you want to talk a little bit about what you did with that? And I think we've talked about making that a standalone class.
Yeah, I'm actually working on recording it now, kind of cleaning it up because I learned a lot just from teaching it. So it's working through not only the wording, like I kind of heard you saying in the background, or a lot of people come in the first time they start working with AI and write a chapter. Okay, I can't write a chapter, write this or write something smaller, but it's learning how to break it down, and then learning not only how to break it down, but the order matters and the wording matters. And so as we go through the class, it feels like it can take a little while. That first time it could take a while, but it's kind of learning the process of almost working with you for a year and a half now. It's almost learning like what goes on inside your head. Like, we sit here and watch like that tick, 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 tick. And then, okay, it comes out and it's almost like what's going on. Mm-hmm. And now I kind of had to work through that process at first. And now the same thing happens in my head. Like, I can just sit there and think, and now I can write some prompts. But what is that? What are we thinking in the background? So we have to, okay, if that didn't work, it's probably because we didn't give it enough information. We gave it too much information in a prompt. We have to break it out into 2 prompts. We have to move that prompt earlier and maybe let it kind of build on that prompt. So we actually work through some examples. We show how almost like the prompts, the sequence is like an upside down pyramid.
Okay.
So the first
I kept wondering why you're making the triangle section.
Yeah.
Like, we're voguing, everyone. It's Vogue.
It's Vogue. In my head, I've already shown this in the class that nobody else has seen.
See that? I'm contagious.
Yes.
She's just jumping ahead.
In the class that nobody else has seen except me.
What section, what class number is that one? Is it?
It's a lower 150s, maybe?
Oh, I think we did put it in the lower ones. Yeah, we were like, that's fundamental.
Foundational.
Mm-hmm.
116 actually. So I'm going to go ahead and present a little bit and share the notes.
Go for it.
In the FFA, it does go through both Raptor and Rexy. In the standalone, it'll obviously only go through Raptor because
So this is like what you get when you sign into the Mastermind, into the FFA lab. You also have your notes for today, which are at the top. I'm not at the top. My goodness gracious. Your notes are in the top of the description of this YouTube video, the link to it. And it's all the notes for everything that we've done this week, this weekend. So I will put those into the chat, into the comments again. So we do have the 30-day free trial for the FFA, and you guys are more than welcome. We've had 65 new people join us in the last 48 hours.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing fireworks.
Oh, is it not working for me?
Oh, I got it. It's this one for fireworks. I don't know. It's not liking you, Steph.
What the heck? What the heck? I thought I had this all set.
Did you see Stacey just ripped paper up and threw it? Like, fine. There's mine.
There's confetti. It's actually an AutoCrit sticker I got in Vegas. Okay.
Awesome. AutoCrit was great. I love them. I love talking with them. Okay, so back over to this side. 116, class 1 and class 2. So if you're in this building sequencing class, you can just watch it. The lab notes are right there. One of the things that our students often ask is like, well, if I don't want to do the lab anymore, maybe I don't have time, or my funds need to go elsewhere. This is why we recommend Notion, because your lab notes are right here, and you literally just open those up and you click the 2 little squares there to duplicate it to yours. And Steph and Stacey are very good at making notes. My classes, not so much. Take your own notes. But that's what you do there. We do also have a coupon code if the Mastermind is not for you. We are closing new registrations December 20th. Now, why are we doing that? I've been explaining it all weekend, so y'all turn.
We're closing signups on December 20th so that we can move forward with the Mastermind in 2025 with people who are doing more advanced work.
Yeah. I mean, the Easy Peasy Book Machine is the result of eight months of prompting work. It didn't just poof, we had the Easy Peasy Book Machine prompt. Like, there was a lot of pre-work that went into that. Once it was stable for 2 months, we started to share it with the world in Vegas at Author Nation. We debuted it, and now it's been on the YouTube channel, and now people are in the AI Writing for Authors group saying, hey, I just did an entire book in 6 hours.
Using the Easy Peasy Book Machine.
Easy Peasy Book Machine.
And as you can see, we're not a huge school staff. Like, as we have new people trickle in, there is a disparity between like what some new people know and what our new to AI people know and what our members now know. And we just don't have the amount of people to keep bringing 1 or 2 people up to speed at a time. So that way, if we bring a group of people at a time, if some people are new, beginner, intermediate, we can bring them all up as a group. And if we decide to open at another time, we can then do it as a group, bring them up. But that way we're not just having a trickle of a few people. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to
the people who've been there.
It's just been kind of not really catering to anyone in particular. And this, I think, would be fair to everyone.
Nobody happy.
Yeah, nobody happy this way. Hopefully a little fair to everyone, giving everybody more fair time.
And this is also better for the author community too, because I feel like we're running out of time to keep our advantage, to actually like position ourselves on the top of the hill, to take the high ground. HarperCollins just signed a deal with Microsoft to train on their books. Penguin Random House just announced about what they're doing with AI and acting like Audible doesn't use AI. They're using AI, people. I sat down and talked with them. They're using it. They know. they did not look at the AI writing that I showed them and go, whatever is this? No, it was like, what did you prompt? How did you get this? I mean, so those of us who are willing to put in the time, put in the frustration, put in the work, put in the poke it, shake it upside down, make an inverted pyramid, try to think outside the box, then get back in the box because we're making it a blanket fort. All those things. that'll be better for the author community because we can do that. And then we can share that with the author world through standalone classes, through free YouTube tutorials. It'll disseminate out.
It will eventually. And it's just, we need to be working with our community on those things on a regular basis and not getting pulled back into all the easier stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Clock is ticking. Christina says, I thought we were going to find out we've run out of time in Frankfurt. It was interesting. Frankfurt was definitely an interesting thing. And Al says, I need my blanket for it. I agree. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's why we're closing. So it's not a FOMO. We're not attempting to do FOMO. It's more of a practicality thing. We built the train. The train's well stocked. You can come join the train, but the train's going to go full speed ahead to what's next. And that's what's important. But standalone classes. So BF24. It's like, yes. I know you guys did Black Friday, but I have to tell you, I keep reading it and going, best friend 24.
Oh, I keep reading it and seeing book funnel. I don't know why. Book funnel 24. It's not that I don't love Damon and everybody there, but I don't know.
Damon and book funnel is great. I don't know.
Next year I'll just pick like a Scrabble bag and pick out like 3 letters. We can have everybody guessing.
Oh, that's fun. So yeah, coupon code BF24. Stacy, I will go ahead and share my screen. You want to talk a little bit about the classes that it works on versus the classes it doesn't?
Absolutely. So it basically works on just about everything, except the membership, which is not a class, but the mastermind, which is not a mastermind or not a class, but a membership. And it does not work on advanced Raptor Write because that is part of the software.
And that's a software upgrade. So we put it into its own category on Teachable, and everything in this buy it once area is eligible for the Black Friday deal.
And I guess depending on how you look at it, it doesn't work on the free classes unless you see half price of free is still free. I don't know.
Still free.
That's a bad math problem.
Half of 0 is still 0, so we're all good.
We're all good.
It does work on Natasha's class. She on the
yes.
Yep. So all the other classes. So Natasha, SAS, awesome cozy mystery writer, cozy mystery teacher, in the mastermind, and just an amazing person and cozy mystery author, made a Raptor Write for cozy mystery. It is awesome. I actually got to, if Steph didn't get a sneak peek, I got to look at it first because I actually got to put it into Teachable. And it was amazing, and it was pretty awesome.
So I talk to Natasha pretty much every morning, which is kind of nice. We work together in the mornings, and she and I talked a lot about that course as she was building it. So it's cool to see it all done in there for real.
Nobai has a great question. Are all of the standalone classes in the mastermind too? To answer that, if it says Dean of Future Fiction Academy is the author right here, it is included in the mastermind. However, if you leave the mastermind, you lose access to it. So if we do have a couple of people, and there's nothing wrong with this, who are like, hey, I bought this half price. Can you refund me? Because I'm joining the mastermind. I'm doing the 30-day trial. That's fine. We don't have a problem with that. We're sending those refunds. But just so you know, if at the end of 30 days, you're like, well, I don't want to continue with the mastermind, you're going to have to pay full price to keep those classes.
Yep.
We're not going to be able to be like, well, you did buy that class 30 days ago for $49. Like Teachable doesn't even work like that. That would be a big pain in the butt. So I have to say that these classes are pretty evergreen. They're really strong. They're a really good investment. So if you're doing the 30-day free trial and you're not sure, I would probably pick up the classes so you have them, because when we update them and stuff, we will still always update those. And look, my little thought bubbles agree with me. They thumbed me up. But that's where it is. If you don't want to do the classes right now and you just want to do the 30-day free trial, absolutely join in. They are in there. They're labeled, except for Natasha's class.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that they're like actually in the lab. Like when you sign up, they don't show up as like a separate class in Teachable. They're inside the lab. So we have them like segregated into their own little areas that show you where they are in there. So you don't want to think that you've missed
here's how to prompt AI for fiction writing right here.
Yeah.
in the
It's
111.
inside the lab.
And then how to write a novella. And then Raptor Write training.
Yep, there's a class at the very, very top that says, here's where to find all the standalone classes.
Oh, here's where to find the standalone classes in the membership. It's under the Welcome Start Here section, people.
Oh, yes, please. Where it says start here, please start here.
Start here.
Probably not 100%, but maybe 60, 70% of the questions we get asked are right there.
I love this. Whoever wrote this, I lied. Not all the standalone classes are inside the membership. This one's not. But the class is free and will remain free. So if you're interested, you can go purchase the course for $0.
Look at the next one.
That was Stacy. Stacy.
This is so you, Stacy. Well, the lies never end.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Oh gosh.
Yeah, we didn't actually add the free classes because we figured they're free. Go get them.
Yeah. They're free. Go get them.
Wasn't worth my time duplicating. So.
Okay. This is hilarious. Okay, so this is kind of a funny, interesting thing. I've been learning about prompting, and a new paradigm shift may be coming where software will optimize prompts for you. Interesting world we're living in. You know, we see this in Ideogram. A lot of the
magic prompts is what they call it.
Magic prompts.
DALL-E does it as well. If you're in ChatGPT, you can say, give me an image of a black cat sitting on a table, and you can see it thinking, and it will actually fill out that prompt even more with more information. So there are some tools that are doing this already.
And I did this in the first live, I think it was. I know I did it on the first day. It's a little bit fuzzy because I've done 8 lives. But we needed to do the easy peasy book machine, and I was like, I don't feel like changing this for the genre we're going to do, the military finance. Yes, new genre, military finance.
That sounds like the most boring genre ever.
And
it's a military finance thriller.
Someone in a gray cubicle.
Here's what happens when you go over the shipbuilding budget.
Just ledger after ledger.
Meeting after meeting. This could have been an email.
Yes.
Yeah, Dulce is actually going to hit the nail on the head here. I like it when the AI teaches me to write better prompts by giving me the wrong answers and making me communicate better. Exactly. And sometimes when you ask the AI, like, hey, I want to do this thing, like, what kind of prompt would you make? It'll give you keywords that you may not have thought of were the keywords. One of the things I was so frustrated with is boitis. Y'all remember boitis? Well, don't even remember it. It's still here.
It's still there.
Yeah, where every single scene that the AI writes has to be finished off with like, and little did she know her life would never be the same.
And they would do it together.
They would do it. They're all in this together. Dawn is like, some of us are accountants, so military finance would be fantastic. That's all you, Dawn. You rock that. We'll support your new genre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your book title should be "This Could Have Been an Email." At any rate, I've lost. Oh, boitis.
Boitis. That's what we were talking about.
Uh-oh. We have more lies. There is no 160. I guess there is.
The lies never end.
The lies never end. Hold on. Let me answer boitis, Tom. But anyway, the AI thinks it's foreshadowing. That's the punchline. I asked it, like, what the heck is this that you keep doing at the end? And it was like, nope, we have a resolution. Found it. So we've had that thing that happens with kids. Can't see it. It's there. Right over there. But anyway, the AI thinks that it's foreshadowing when it says little did she know.
We fed it back to the AI at some point. Yeah. We were just like,
what is this paragraph?
See this paragraph that you put on the end of this scene? Why did you put it? What is it called? And why did you put
it there? What purpose does it serve?
What purpose does it serve? And then it told us it was foreshadowing, and then it felt like it had to do it. And then we told it to stop doing that. And that worked for a little while, right? But I feel like it's still doing it.
It does sometimes. Even so, you can't even necessarily say no foreshadowing. Which is another prompting thing that we teach in the FFA. Negative prompting doesn't really work with LLMs because it's like a toddler. You tell a toddler, you can't have a cookie before dinner. Hey, Stacey, what word did you hear me say?
Cookie.
Where's
my cookie?
Cookie.
Now I want cookies.
I want cookies.
And cookies is all I'm thinking about.
Yeah. But you said no cookie. And all the LLM heard was cookie.
Cookie. Oh, they must want cookies.
They want cookies. And so then authors are so cute because then they're like, I said no cookies, absolutely no cookies whatsoever. And all the LLM heard was like,
more cookies.
More cookies. So please don't negatively prompt, try to positively prompt. So if you don't want cookies and you would like croissants, you should ask for croissants.
Please give me
say nothing about the cookies. So, and that's just the way it is. It's a dictionary slot machine. So any of the words in your prompt are what's going to skew where it is in the vector field trying to decide. Indeed. Okay. You guys weren't here for the beginner part, the earlier part. Did you want to take a look at the 100% AI? I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. It is 100% AI, but there was a lot of me highlighting and revising and yelling at it. And making
that is what you did, right? Yeah, that's what you did. So we should check it out.
Yeah, the chapter 1. Yeah. Stacy, are you hip about the Devil's PR firm?
Did you hear about this, Stacy? The story?
Yes, I saw you writing in Discord about it. So
it's great.
I made a deal with the devil. I promised I would write 6 books, 6 novellas. You know, I was exhausted.
That's totally it's going to happen.
I probably will.
I know. I woke up to that and just Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Of course you did.
Look. Christina says the chapter 1 of the book I really, really want. Thank you. Okay, so the thing down here, just to remind everyone, it's at the bottom of your notes, and it's all about infernal influence, Tessa Dane. And here is our chapter 1. This is a combination. I'm going to zoom in. Don't worry. Right here. So it's right there in your Notion. But I'm going to actually recommend that we edit this in Raptor Write.
Yes.
So I have my project here. I'm going to save my project since it might be a little bit. Oh, let me go ahead and refresh. I'm going to refresh just so that I'm making sure that I'm good to go. I'm signed in. I'm going to load project. The devil's in the details. There was your military finance. And we'll switch to the active folder, and there is chapter 1. You can move this over to the left. Like this is one of the little like swappy swaps. So if you want more space for what you're doing. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. And we want to say that this is from Tessa's point of view. This was one of the edits that I needed to make. And we'll make it italics because it's her point of view. Okay. So we haven't edited this. We haven't like all of this I've read speed reading. And this is supposed to be for a paranormal, contemporary, urban fantasy, paranormal romance. Yes. Got all that out with demons and devils. Okay. I leaned against the cafe's cold marble countertop, my fingers drumming absently on the porcelain. Do we need absently?
No, you don't need absently, and you don't need porcelain either. It's being too verbose.
Yeah, it's a little extra.
It is a little extra.
And I think it's her fingernails. I feel like that's
yeah. Clink,
yeah.
Clink, clink, clink,
yeah.
Clink.
Fingernails. It's got a more evocative thing. The rich. I don't think it's almost. I think it is decadent. Swirled in the air, but I couldn't bring myself to enjoy it. I don't like that line.
Delete it.
I want. Overwhelming. Not comforting. I don't know if that's grammatically correct or not.
What is it?
Huh?
I'm gonna zoom in on my computer here.
Yeah, the rich, decadent scent of freshly brewed espresso swirled in the air. Overwhelming, not comforting. I'm going to turn that into there.
There you go. I would prefer a little like truncated sentence there.
Yeah. We need a punctuation for sassiness. That's what I call it, when I just get sassy with the punctuation, because and you can do this. You can know.
Mm-hmm.
You look at this sentence when you get a chance. It seems not quite right to me. Which sentence? Right? You're holding. And so you guys have access to this, so you can read along with it, and you can tell us like things that you want changed too. Across from me sat Samuel Grayson, his tailored suit and silk tie immaculate as ever. He looked like success personified, calm, collected, untouchable. You're a hard woman to reach these days, Samuel said, nudging his latte aside as he folded his hands. His dark eyes glimmered with what might have been sympathy, but it was weighed down by something else, harder to pin down. Pity, maybe. Or condensation. I'm going to say no. It was condensation. Do we like that change?
Yeah.
Okay.
Condescension's great.
Yep. I've been busy trying to stay out of jail, from what I hear. Okay, so this is a chance that this is something that the AI likes to do, and sometimes it's a good effect. I've been busy trying to stay out of jail, from what I hear. We don't need that second busy. It's too much,
too much echolalia.
Yep. The jab struck home like a flick of a blade, quick and precise. My smile vanished before I could stop it. The allegations aren't true. He shrugged in that maddening casual way of his, as if he were brushing invisible lint off his shoulder. Perception is reality, Tessa. You taught me that. I bit back the sharp retort rising in my throat, forcing my expression to stay neutral. I hadn't come here to spar. I didn't ask you to meet me so we could debate my innocence, Samuel. I need your help. Help? After you poached my biggest client last year? That's bold, even for you. I think he's going to take a sip of his latte.
Yep. I like that. I had to wait.
Yeah. I mean, this is what happens when I edit. It plays like a movie in my head. Now, Stacey,
me too.
You do not have play like a movie in your head, right?
No, I do not. I'm more on the scale of like aphantasia. I barely get pictures in my head. So mine is more verbal. So I don't do descriptions as well. So the AI has helped me a lot with that.
Mm-hmm. I've heard the same thing from other people who have aphantasia as well. That it really does help with that stuff. I'm more of the movie in my head type of person. Like I write what I see and what I hear, especially dialogue, because I come from a screenwriting background. So
yeah, I can hear dialogue. That's actually what I hear a lot of dialogue, but it's not a movie. It's just listening.
Interesting. Cool.
Mm-hmm. So we're not yet. I've been reading on. I think it's okay. Somebody recommended swapping the other help. I'm okay with leaving this one just because I think that when he says it in my head, it played like not as an echolalia, but like he's scoffing at her for asking for help. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So like on landlines when you would sometimes patch into someone else's convo. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Susan says, yeah, I always thought everyone had a TV in their heads and was dismayed to find out not everyone did. I get mad at the people who say that they think of nothing and they mean it.
Like, I don't, yeah.
This is why I'm divorced. What are you thinking about? Nothing. Ugh, get away from me. How do you do that? Okay. So she's saying someone set her up detrimental even. I don't like this repeat of detrimental. And so this is like one of those things that AI does all the time. Detrimental even. Detrimental? I mean, it's very melodramatic. Like very telenovela.
I feel like the answer to that would be what? Not like like if I were talking in that conversation, if you say detrimental even, I'd be like, what? No, I wouldn't say detrimental. Like who repeats it like that? Like not very many people. No.
But when she says her voice rose slightly before she caught herself and took a breath, I was just gonna have her say his name, like her voice, like Sam, and she's catching herself because she's getting emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And then put in an M dash. M dashes are great to signal like she interrupted herself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, they signal interruptions in dialogue.
Yeah, because she's catching herself. And so sometimes you have to look at that. You have to look at the blocking and what it says it's doing and make sure that matches. We've known each other for 15 years, Samuel. Don't tell me you've forgotten how this business works. Okay, you've forgotten I was the one. We don't need this. Who had your back when you were floundering in that dingy basement office?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. He tilted his head like he was weighing my words, but the hint of a smirk tugging at his lips told me otherwise. I suppose I could have put out a word or two, see if any of my contracts are willing to save it. I should have known better. This doesn't make sense to me. This is not. There needs to be something insulting here. What do you think?
Is she the old assistant?
No, she's owned her own PR firm. She was a badass. She was the fixer. CEOs used to be on their knees in front of her, she said, to fix their crises. And so he's basically saying like, I can see if intern. Yes, Plumstone. Yes. Even better.
Even better.
Save it. Because it has to be something that would like make her see red.
Yeah.
A character can't go from I need your help to like suddenly go. But yeah, if Susan's like, here, you can have the crumbs. Perfect.
Right.
Thank you, Plumstone. The scrape of my chair against the cafe's tile floor was sharp. I should have known better. Don't take it personally, Tessa. It's just business. Oh, now that's good because that echoes this up here when she took his biggest client.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're good.
Get you back.
Right. Just business. So she grabbed her coat. So this is a good example of what we have so far. What we call this in storytelling is we have shown Tessa in her natural environment. What have you learned from Tessa in this first introduction? And are you interested in her?
Right. This is her ordinary world, right? Mm-hmm. This is how it is before we turn everything on its head.
Yeah. When the devil calls and says, hey, you want to work for me?
And she's like, let me think on that.
Yeah. Steph and Stacey, this is your first time experiencing Tessa. What do you think? How do you feel at this moment in the reading? Does it get a thumbs up, keep going, or are you already bored?
No. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up, I'm in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thumbs up, I'm in it.
She's in it.
And I hope this helps everybody at home watching or anything like that. That like sometimes when we do this exercise, I feel like we are what is it? Like we're just doing the basics. But I find that it like refreshes even my mind. I remember things I forget. Oh, Plumstone, I helped. Yes, you did. McKinley says, would you make my words bigger on RW? Okay, so to make your words bigger on Raptor Write, you can just right here on the top right. If you hold down and click, there's a trick. Maybe it was a shift. Yeah, shift and click goes 10 at a time. So if you are visually impaired, it makes it a little bit faster. How's that, McKinley?
That's a little bit better.
Yeah. I
was like,
yeah.
Even with my reading glasses on.
Mindset says, how do we know she was a badass CEO? We don't yet. It's supposed to happen, or it's going to come out. See? So that's a question. That's a good question. I personally feel that there's enough here that people are curious as to who she is and why she's in this situation. I don't think we need to start it off with like, I was once the best CEO in the world, and now here I was begging for crumbs from Samuel, and he entered the cafe, and then we have the conversation. Like that's usually the way the AI would do it, but in this case, we're just starting in media res. We're starting in the middle of things, which is my favorite.
Me too. I don't want to be spoon-fed every single little bit of backstory before I get to the juicy parts. Let's just go to the juicy parts, and then I'll figure it out on my own.
And as far as pacing goes, listen, we've only asked the reader to read 500 words with a little bit of suspension of belief about where she is. And the other thing too is like the person's probably read the description of what this book is. Like nobody picked up this book going like, I don't know anything about it. And the actual description for the book is, it's also in your notes. And it says, Tessa Dane was one of the best crisis managers in the business until a scandal of her own burned her career to ashes. So that was the premise that they picked up. So they already know that she is a badass and now her career is in ashes. And that's where we're going to start. Unemployable, broke, and nursing her pride.
Not just that, because the guy she's going to said, you stole my client.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they're on somewhat equal terms that they could have stolen each other. An intern obviously wouldn't have done that. So,
right. Or she was above him. She got him out of that dingy basement office. And
yeah. So they were somewhat contemporaries on somewhat the same level, maybe one above, below.
Yep.
I'm with Sylvia on this one. I very rarely read blurbs before I pick up a book. I like to be surprised, but I like to be surprised. So.
I will pick up a book based on a cover.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, I'm not. I'd had too much anxiety for that ish, but I think that the first 500 words we've done enough to establish her character as she's not.
Yeah.
It's clear she would be insulted by being offered an internship.
Or it's clear she was insulted, therefore.
Yeah. By the way, welcome to the FFA, where we will quibble for 10 minutes on a single sentence. If you'd like to see more of this, check out No Sleep to Brooklyn, class number 901. 6 hours of 30 authors writing a novella all together. We literally had a whole discussion on a single word choice. Yeah. Okay. And I actually find with writing with AI, I have more time to analyze the writing than I would when I wrote it myself, because when I write it myself, when Stacey and I first co-wrote together, we found this. We didn't give a crap about words. We're like, cut it. I hate it. Mm-hmm. And neither one of us was like, those were my hard typed words. And I slogged over that for 30 minutes. Like I have no emotional connection to these words. Like I can be savage. I can be like, no, that's not good enough.
Or Elizabeth cut it. What does she think about my writing? Or did she do it? There's none of that underlying whatever. Like, no, the AI wrote it. We both hate it or don't.
It's fairly egoless, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's very devoid of ego, and that's kind of what I like about it. As I reread stuff, and I really get into the story myself as I'm writing it with AI, then I start to get some attachment to it, but not in the first couple of passes. It's much later, which is different than my own stuff that I've written, where I am a little bit more precious about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's our little intro, and now she's with her. She's on her own. She grabbed her coat. She woke. Okay, without another word. I don't think we need without another word.
Nope, got it.
Uh-oh. My mousy mouse, I think, just died.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sad day. Hold on. The good news is I have a cord right here to plug it into. I forgot that I was gone for 2 weeks. There was no charging of the mouse. That is not the right cord. This is a USB-C, Elizabeth. Just kidding. Let's see. That's the microphone. Oh, well, we can use the phone charger. Maybe this will work. Yeah. Okay, we're back in business.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, we're really back in business. Now it's like super sensitive. Okay, got it. Save it. I should have known better. I'm not used to seeing it this big, so we're going to take out, I grabbed my coat. I'm going to take out without another word. I grabbed my coat and wove wove my way through the crowded cafe, ignoring the curious glances from nearby tables. The cool autumn air hit me
like a slap as I stepped outside.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't like wove my way through the crowded cafe. I would just say made my way. I don't know why. I don't think that wove is just weird in this.
Yeah, it's hard to and wove my way. I think it is. I grabbed my coat
and made my way.
I like the. So here's what I envision.
Mm-hmm.
If I run into this, like the cafe tables are so close to each other, and you're moving. You know, like we have to.
Snaked.
Yes, snaked. Mm-hmm. Snaked through the crowded cafe.
Yep.
Perfect.
Well, now I've contributed to this book.
You contributed. Good. You helped. You helped. The cool autumn air hit. I don't think it hit me like a slap. I think it just slapped.
Slapped. That's totally something my teenager would say. That slapped.
I don't like this sentence. I think we know she's outside. Do we need to say that she's outside?
Nope.
Yeah, frenetic energy seems is an AI. Is
frenetic energy.
Yeah, that does seem to crop up more with AI.
Yep. Buried somewhere under a pile of problems I didn't have the energy to face. No, we don't need metaphor. Breath savers, disposable toothbrushes, and condoms.
A bag of nuts.
Oh.
Cashews. Yes, there you go.
Multiple toothbrushes?
Yeah, she just takes them from every hotel she goes to. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I'm thinking of those little one-use toothbrushes that you get, and I take them when I fly.
How many toothbrushes do you need in your bag?
No, it's like a little package of they're almost like a flosser, but it's a toothbrush. It's a little scrubby.
I've never used those.
Huh?
I've never used those.
Okay.
No. I am not good.
I'm not judging.
Hygiene is important. Good dental hygiene is important. You keep as many toothbrushes as you want with you.
Maybe you should call it a mini single-use toothbrushes. See? No, those aren't it. These right here, brushies. So yeah.
I've never seen those before.
Yep.
And then, so it's great for like if you have meetings and stuff like that, but you're going to be busy all day, like what often happens to me at conferences and stuff. So I can literally brush my teeth in the bathroom before I go on stage. Colgate makes them the travel thing because usually we have to eat lunch and then you have to go do a talk, and it's like your panel talk is at 1:00, and it's like, well, how in the heck am I supposed to get back to my hotel room? And
understood.
Okay, and on that note, I think I have.
You're passing. You're checking out.
Okay. I'm going to go find my own pile of toothbrushes and.
Well, thank you for coming, Stacey, and I'll talk to you later.
Good to see you, Stace.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay. What was the comment here? I want to keep that. He had a pet ferret as a kid. It was character building. I need it.
When we were talking about getting rid of words.
Oh, got it. Yeah, you can keep that. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, her heels clicked on the pavement.
Oh, for crying out loud. I don't have a drink.
How about dug into the pavement? Does that?
Sure.
Yeah, but we have to do a drink, so it was a click.
I did. And as soon as my husband gets up from his nap, he's going to make me a martini. So here we go.
I'm jealous because Keith has made me a martini before too, and he's very good at that.
Yeah, he's very good at that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. 5 days. That's all it had been since my life turned into a slow motion train wreck. One moment I was untouchable, unstoppable. The next, my face was plastered across every news outlet with headlights screaming, crisis manager Tessa Dane accused of embezzlement. The whispers followed me like ghosts, fragments of conversations bleeding through the noise of the city. I'm glad we took out that city bullshit because stuff early on because we have...
It's okay. I'm going to assume they're mostly adults here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I ducked my head, pulling my coat tighter around myself, even though the cold wasn't what had me shivering. As I passed the newsstand, my own face stared back at me from a tabloid cover. My dark hair, I think her hair's red on the cover.
Just get rid of dark. My hair, perfectly styled.
From fixer to felon, the headline taunted. Unbelievable, I muttered under my breath, snatching the magazine off the rack and flipping it face down. Hey, you going to pay for that? I tossed a bill onto the counter without breaking stride. Keep the change. I turned the corner and found myself at the edge of a small park. It was one of those rare patches of greenery hidden between the city's steel and glass. Quiet oasis that somehow felt untouched by the chaos surrounding it. It sank onto a bench underneath a barren tree, its skeletal branches reaching up to the gray sky. My phone chirped in my bag. A sharp, so that another message. So she ignored the other one. Subject, termination of services. My stomach clenched as I stared at the email, the words blurring together on the cracked screen of my phone. Dear Miss Dane, in light of recent events, we regret to inform you that we must terminate your access to our resources effectively immediately. We wish you the best in your future endeavors. Sure you do, I muttered under my breath, bitterness in my voice sharp enough to cut. My knuckles.
I wouldn't have said sure you do. Yeah, that would be the time where I'd use profanity. F you. Fuck you.
Yeah, that works. My knuckles whitened as I tightened my grip on my phone and imagining it shattering into 1,000 jagged pieces. If only my problems were that easy to destroy. Tessa? Okay, so this is the part. The sound of my name snapped me back to the present, my heart spiking with a reflexive jolt of fear. I looked up, blinking, to see Naomi Chen standing there with a coffee in hand. Her tailored blazer and perfectly styled hair were an affront to the dingy, worn-down cafe. They're in a park.
Yeah, they're in a park. They're not outside. I mean, they're in a park. They're not in a cafe.
Yeah. Small park we were sitting in, but Naomi had always had. No.
Always had. Yes.
But Naomi had a knack for making even the most dismal surroundings look beneath her. That's a good line.
Yeah. That's
like
nice.
A hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Naomi, I said, what a surprise. Is it? That was one of the part. It kept making Naomi like super sweet.
We want her to be cooler and...
Yeah, so that's why it did. Yeah.
Okay.
When did they sit? Come on, guys. Okay.
Was that earlier in chapter 1?
The reader's brain will fill in these holes. You do not have to write every... And then I sat down, and then I stood up, and then he stood up, and then she sat down, and over there. So when you're reading it, I mean, she's already sitting on the bench. Yeah,
right, I think
a bench beneath a barren tree. And then this chick walks up. She didn't sit down immediately, which means that she does. And then she slides into the seat. Next to me. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dasha needs to go out. Sorry. It's food time. Sorry if I'm cranky. I don't mean to be cranky. It's just a factor of being live a lot.
Yeah. You're live a lot.
Yeah. She didn't sit down immediately, instead lingering over me like someone deciding whether to save a drowning swimmer or let the current take them. Ooh. I've been trying to get in touch. Seems you've been hard to pin down. Yeah, well, busy, you know, life happens. Busy. I think we just cut this. Tessa, the kind of busy you're dealing with doesn't just happen. It spirals.
Yeah. And I don't even think she needs to ask, how are you holding up? Right? I mean...
Yeah. Because it's kind of like hinting that she's part of the money. So this is going to set up, when I highlighted it, Oh, I see the small park that we were sitting in. How about we'll just say the small park?
Yeah.
There we go. Better. All fixed. That would have gotten probably caught on like a deeper
deeper read.
The last read through. But yeah, I agree. Sorry, mindset. Good point.
So now that we cut that question, the next paragraph, we need to cut the question hit harder than it should have because we didn't have or ask a question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Most of that paragraph can probably be trimmed up. I'm going to mute myself for a couple minutes while my husband coughs in the background.
Her statement hit harder than it should have. Yeah.
Great. I like that.
But the weight of everything. The creditors, the accusations. I despise that look. I've been better. Okay, we don't need to know every freaking gift she's always had. Getting ahead of the narrative. But it's not completely out of your hands. Is it?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. The one where I'm Satan reincarnate or the one where I'm some tragic idiot who deserves sympathy? The one where you don't let them bury you alive. Right now, all you're doing is giving them a shovel. I can't. Who'd love to see me rot?
That's nice.
Yeah. It's not going to stop them. Most people think you're guilty. The rest are waiting for you to trip so they can feed on the scraps. If you don't take control of the story, they will. Oh, and there we go. We have too much the weight of it all.
The weight of it all. The accusations, the debts. We've already heard all this.
Yeah, so all we need is this, actually. The accusations, the debts, the lies I was barely keeping straight felt like an anchor dragging me farther into the abyss.
They didn't just think I was guilty. I was guilty.
Yeah. And see, and now the reader gets the, oh, shnikes. She's an anti-hero. So you've been reading up to this point like, oh, someone's setting her up and all of this. And no, she did it. She embezzled the money.
But you see in the next paragraph, it wasn't her plan to embezzle the money. She was desperate. So now we get a little chance to see why she did it.
And it's a she that they came up with. Taking the money and disappeared, leaving me to face the fallout alone. I heard something at the firm about your accounts. What about them? The creditors, they're past waiting for repayment. They're talking about, let's call them unconventional methods of collection. I think she stands up at that point. This is worse than I imagined. I know I was in trouble.
It was in the toilet, not the tank. It tanked, but it was in the toilet.
It was in the tank. There we go.
There you go. That's nice.
Why are you telling me this? Why would you risk getting involved in my mess? Because you're my friend. And because I know you're not as innocent as you want people to believe. But you're not a monster either.
Oh, Susan's right. They weren't sitting at a table, so she couldn't have gripped the edge of the table.
Oh, so we'll just say that she gripped the edge of the bench.
But she stood up. Or Naomi stood up.
Huh? Naomi already stood up.
Tessa's still sitting.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is still sitting.
Okay.
Because I feel like that would be like a power play between people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How about looking up at her, right? Or I stared up at her. Because she's up, you know? Okay. My phone buzzed on the bench. It wasn't a creditor. It wasn't Naomi's firm. I hesitated before answering, my voice taut with tension. Hello? A smooth, almost predatory voice purred through the receiver. Tessa Dane, I believe we have some unfinished business to discuss. Bam! End of chapter 1.
End of chapter 1. Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's a good edit, too. I think that it'll have plenty for the AI to go on from there.
Yeah, we already have more that we'll do later. So basically in one scene, we took her from a cafe talking for someone for help, and then she's at a bench and she's getting a warning. And when I was editing that live, because the earlier stuff was the first version of Naomi was very like, there, how can I help you, my friend? Like, this is a Hallmark movie. I'm like, this is not a Hallmark movie. She is not sweet. She's a shark. Naomi is there to like give her the fear. Something has to happen to Tessa that she is willing to make a deal with the devil in the next scene. Like, the stakes have to be that high.
The stakes have to be very high. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, everybody wants to go back and look at that dismal bit again. Okay, we will. Fine. We'll go do that. Okay, I agree with you guys. The most elegant. I think the
elegant sounds good.
Okay. Fixed it. Everybody's happy. Thank you. Now you're as persnickety as we are. So, what's really great is if you watch the previous one, we wrote that entire thing in 10 minutes. Yes. And we've now edited it for maybe 20.
Yeah. I think we started around, no, I'd say 30 minutes. Started around 4:40.
I would say though that we went slow because we were explaining everything that we were doing as we were doing it and all of that. And it was by committee.
Yeah.
But even so, 40 minutes for.
So 10 minutes to write and 40 minutes to edit. So that's less than an hour for a chapter.
Yeah. For 1,900 words.
Not bad.
No. And I don't think that it would take somebody a whole hour to edit that.
No.
Or 40 minutes to edit that on
if you're not explaining it as you go and you're just making quick edits, I'm going to say 15 minutes to edit.
I was going to say, I've done it. Mm-hmm. It's about 15 to 20 minutes. So
yeah,
I think you can get about 2,000. Christina goes, at least it wasn't an hour to edit. No. And this is actually one of the deeper edits that you have to do because we're establishing the characterization. We're establishing all of the things. So now we've introduced all these characters. We have 3 characters in the beginning. And those two characters are now people that can be available for later shenanigans and everything like that. So it's good. It definitely reads like a TV show, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is what my goal is. I feel like urban fantasy. It's supposed to cater to like people who love Buffy and Angel and
yes,
Supernatural and those kinds of shows. Like you're in the middle of it and you're like, holy crap, she's getting attacked. What's going on? So there we go.
Perfect.
And there's a little bit of paranormal with the phone, the cell phone thing. I kind of want to add that like her phone screen like repairs itself. That would freak me out. Right? Like the devil couldn't possibly be bothered to call on a phone that's cracked and broken.
She didn't actually break her phone though, right? She said that
her phone has a cracked screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're muting yourself. Okay. Lulu?
No.
Keith. Okay. Well, we are at an hour and 15 minutes. So I think that helped everybody. And then I'll be back at 9:00 and we can start going on with what's next.
All right. So what is going to be next at 9:00?
Well, we have 3 more chapters to edit and play with that we're working on with Cain's point of view. And then it brought in Lilith. So, which is great. This is great. You can use mythology and religion. Like it's all public domain. It's fine.
Sure. Yeah. I hear the name Lilith though, and what do I think of? I always think of
Lilith.
No, I think of Cheers. Wasn't BB Newer's character Lilith? Wasn't?
I don't know. I always think of Lilith there, and it's sad that I was too young to ever actually go.
To go there, yeah.
Yeah, they stopped it before I could go. But anyway, oh, McKinley says yes, and Rick says yes. This is one of those moments where the few years between us makes a big divide.
I watched Cheers with my parents when I was younger. Mm-hmm.
The only thing I know is the theme song. I don't really.
Norm.
Don says, I think that the chapters were written in third person. Well, some of them was and some of it wasn't, but we just highlight and we say, make this first person from Cain's. Actually, I'll show you how to do that because I did that earlier, but that's a really quick fix.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, show them how to do that.
So I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to save the project in the edit me. So I'll toggle these on just so that it knows the context and make sure my AI setting is good. We're in 4.0 mini, so we're all good. Or no, we'll go chapter 4.0 latest. And we always want the max.
I would turn the temperature down so that it doesn't hallucinate too much.
Yeah. I got to make it smaller really fast. So this is where it's third person, where it says chapter 4. So I'm just going to highlight all of this. And it walked back. Like it got back to that. Meet Lilith. Oh, because it thinks it's only first person from her point of view.
Is this supposed to be from somebody else's point of view?
Well, it's like it really did something. So I don't want to get attached to this. So I'm just going to highlight all of this. How much is it? Words, $27.92. Okay, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to click revise and I'm going to say, please fix. Thanks. Cain Montgomery. On the contrary, your situation makes you uniquely qualified. The ones we can remedy. Your talents. Supernatural entanglements. Deals made with powers beyond the mundane. Contracts that have unforeseen consequences. And this is where he should fix her damn phone with like a wave of his hand. Okay, we'll tackle this more later. And we lost the stuff with Lilith. Okay, so that's there. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to go keep all because we're going to work through all of that.
All right.
But yeah, that's how it said. You pulled out the other chapters before you realized that you wanted first person. Yeah, exactly. So, but you saw I just highlighted it and said change it to first person. I can just do that, especially if it has the context. So, all right, I'm going to close this up. If anyone has last little questions in the chat, they can. But I will be back at 9:00, and I want to thank Steph and Stacy, although Stacy's not here, for coming. They appreciate it when you support the lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and please like and subscribe to the channel. We will be doing more stuff. Ikelo's joined the YouTube team, so there will be like regular videos and stuff going out. And then we also have the notes again that you can join the mastermind, or you can just buy some classes for 50% off, and we'll have more classes in the new year for sure.
Here. There we go.
There you go. She's got the crawler.
Come join us in lab.
Yeah, Carrie mentioned to Ruth that she sprints in the quad room during the day. The quad room is always open. It's another Zoom room that we provide, and people do sprints and stuff there all the time. If people have sprints that they want on a regular basis, they can alert an admin and we can add it to the calendar, or we can also add you, like if you're somebody who's like, you're going to be the point person on that sprint, we can add you to that Notion page so you have the ability to add that to the calendar to just say, write with me's, and it's in the quad room and everything. We'll show you how to do that.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, talk in the Discord, talk in the Facebook group, whatever. If you don't know how to use Discord, go to Teachable and do under the start here, there's like a welcome 22-minute video. Stacy and Leland go over how to use Discord. Discord's just like chat. It's just like the old chat rooms of AOL. Like, it's really not complicated.
Yeah.
So it seems intimidating until you use it, and now I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I didn't like it to begin with, and now I do.
I didn't either. I hated it. If I have to admit, I hated it with 1,000 suns. But my sister got me on it, and I'm like, okay, now I like it. It's great. Yeah. But you can't take my Zoom away from me. I like Zoom. All right, so see you guys in a couple of hours. Take care, and keep letting us know what you have been doing with Raptor Write and stuff. We always want to know. And she's getting a martini. And on that note, we will say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.